All right, what is up, everybody? My name is Dillon Sage, and we are here talking about Egor Demin, the 6'9" point guard, shooting guard from Moscow, Russia. Played at the Moscow Basketball Academy for his high school, and at college went all the way to Utah to play at BYU, which is a very fun team that I think will be better next year, even though they had one of the better seasons this year. And Egor Demin was an enormous part of the fact that they were good. I think talking about his playmaking first makes the most sense, then shooting, which I think people are very, have issue with because it's such a low percentage. And then we'll talk about comps. So playmaking, he obviously can make every single pass imaginable. His tape when the pass succeeds looks amazing. Like, he can do anything you want. Yes, the ball handling is loose. Yes, he's upright, meaning he won't be able to turn the corner, and he doesn't have the most quickest first step to get around people. So I think getting around people will be difficult, but he can make damn near every pass. I think what the negatives of his passing is, he will never be able, without help from a screen, he will never be able to get into the heart of the defense because he can't get by his initial defender. When BYU was running the best, there was a screen set for Egor. He was able to manipulate the screen and make a play. So if there isn't that screen, I don't think he's going to win a one-on-one matchup. He can do everything passing-wise that you want from a playmaker, but there's way more in terms of passing than just being able to pass the ball. It's being able to get the defense to react to you. And I don't think Egor Demin can do that on his own. So if it was the NBA and I was telling Egor what his role would be, I would say he's kind of like the small forward of the team because we have an alpha. The alpha is going to break down the defense. And once the defense is broken down, like we saw with the BYU with their screens, Egor can take advantage, but I don't think he's going to be able to create the break of the defense, but he absolutely will react to it and make the right play. There was a lot of negative tape on Egor when there was pressure around him, meaning the screen didn't create enough space or there wasn't a screen at all. And when one person's there, he tends to pick up his dribble, which means he's can only move one step. And that is where he makes a lot of silly whoopsie daisy turnovers that can lead into live ball. Like we even saw it in clutch situations when you're not allowed to really create dumb turnovers. He would throw bad passes because there was people in his face and he couldn't make the simple pass. That's why I don't see him as a permanent point guard. I think of him as, the 2 or the 3 on a team that can make all of these great passes because the pressure of somebody in his grill that probably is faster, might be stronger, it's an issue. Yes, he's 6'9", so he can see over it, but I'm not confident in that dribble. And like the way that he is so upright, he's not going to win any races to a spot because he doesn't have the foot speed, and then he doesn't have the bend to, go around somebody. The fastest place between two objects is a straight line, and he just can't do it. So I really think the off-ball lifestyle is going to be for him. But how do players that aren't the best shooters, stay off ball? I think that, yes, Egor Demin, we're moving to shooting. Egor Demin, shooting percentages were in the high 20s, meaning he's not a very good shooter. But watching the BYU tape, if you're not a good shooter, you shouldn't be taking Damian Lillard or Stephen Curry shot attempts. And he would do that quite frequently where he would try a dribble move that usually was involving some sort of step back to generate space, and then he would launch. But because he doesn't have that fast first step, a lot of those shots that he took were contested well, and he missed. When he did make shots, it was like the once in 15 chances the dribble move generate space and he made it. But I felt like he was really, really decent at hitting the corner 3 off of a pass. I think if you take out the Dame threes where he's just doing a dribble move and stepping back into something, I don't think of him as like a 27, 28% 3-point shooter. I think you could boost that number like maybe to 33, 34. And having a guy that can hit, a wide open jumper is much more valuable to your team than a guy who's hitting 27% on high shot attempts. So, like, he has confidence because he's taking these shots. If an NBA team can rein him down from taking these outrageous on ball step back threes, I think the percentages could rise up because I don't see anything wrong with this shot, but I just had very little faith that most of his shot diet was going to be efficient and repeatable. A lot of his stuff wasn't repeatable. So I think if an NBA team is willing to get him the buy-in to shoot less bad shots, shoot more good shots, have the ball less in his hands, yes, but he's going to be put in positions to succeed more. I wouldn't feel confident taking him in the top 10 of this draft, but I would feel very good 10 through 13. Egor Demin, there's definitely warts in his offensive game, but I think you can explain some of these away with just showing his successes on the court. And when he's successful, it's because he's taking open shots, and when an opportunity strikes, he's going to take advantage of it with his passing. Yes, the turnovers are an issue, but when you look at Kasparov, his turnovers are an even bigger issue. So some of these guys just want to make the gosh darn play, and the windows that they pass into are really, really closed and should not be passed to. But I still think that the passing is a weapon, the height is a weapon. It just takes a creative mind and reps from Egor to prove that he can be a corner sitter at times, because he had the ball in his hands quite a bit. I think when the NBA happens, whatever team drafts him, he's going to have to take that step back. I think it's a really good thing for what he can do. I think for what kind of comp I would say, I got a very good Lonzo Ball feel, and not the Lonzo Ball in UCLA, but the Lonzo Ball that you see more recently, where he realized that he doesn't have the blazing speed or the dribble moves. He has really great vision and can pass. So I think of Demin as a small forward, like kind of what if Lonzo Ball was healthy, he would be in a competitive team. Not the Chicago Bulls, obviously, but like I think of him as a small forward that has all the passing chops in the world. So when I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, that's kind of Lonzo-y. He can make all of these passes. And this team that he was on had a lot of shooters and spacing, so Egor could do what he wanted to do. One last thing while we're talking about Egor, like his offense was based on 3-point shooting and layups. And a lot of his layups that were missed was because there was contact. I think dealing with contact with Egor is going to be one of his biggest question marks. Can he handle dealing with the bigger, stronger, faster people putting their body on him, and can he make good decisions? I think that really will be one of the things for Egor. If he can handle it, he's going to have a long career in the NBA. And if he can't, he's probably going to be back in Russia playing basketball. So I would feel very confident with the 11th to 15th pick taking Egor, because I think the warts that he has are very much warts, but scheme and practice and repetition will definitely help. My name is Dillon Sage. That was my deep dive on Egor Demin. Peace.